Hello everyone! Today I'm showing you how to create a horror thriller title animation right inside After Effects, inspired by the Final Destination movie trailer. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, let's start by creating a new composition. We'll name it Main Comp. You can see the rest of the composition settings on the screen. Now select the text tool and add your title, whatever your movie name is. Then make sure you align it properly to the center of the composition. I'm using this font right here. You can also see the rest of the text settings on the screen. Now the next step, click right here to make this text layer a 3D layer. Once you do that, you'll see some new properties appear. Open up the geometry options, and here you want to change the bevel depth to 0. Then, right below that, change the extrusion depth to 10. This will give the text a little bit of thickness. Not too much, just enough to feel 3D. After that, open the material options, and inside here you want to change specular shininess to 100%. This setting will make the title look a lot more metallic and sharp. Then press P on your keyboard to bring up the position properties. Move your time indicator to around 5 seconds, and here you want to add a keyframe for position. Go back to the very first frame of your timeline, and now we only want to change the Z position value. Set it to somewhere around -2600, or maybe around -2700. Basically, we want the text to be completely out of the frame at the beginning. When you preview it, you will see the text moves toward the camera. This is the movement we are creating. Now, once again, open the text layer's properties. Click on this icon right here and enable per character. After that, click again on this icon and this time choose tracking. This will add an animator specifically for adjusting tracking between the letters. Now drag your time indicator to around 3 seconds, and here you want to add a keyframe for tracking amount. Then go back again to the first frame and change the tracking amount value to 100. Now, when you preview it, you'll see the text spacing animates nicely as it moves forward. This creates a really dynamic cinematic movement. Next, click the same Add button again, but this time add Rotation. Now you will get control over X, Y, and Z rotations separately for each character. Move the time indicator to around 3 seconds again, and add keyframes for X, Y, and Z rotation. Now go back to the first frame. Here, set the X rotation value to 100, set the Y rotation value to 75, and set the Z rotation value to -50. When you play this back, you'll notice the letters are rotating in 3D space. But right now, all the characters are rotating together at the same time. I want them to rotate randomly, so to fix that, open up Range Selector 1, then open the advanced options inside it. Here, you'll see a setting called Random Order. Simply turn this on. Also, change the shape option from square to triangle. Now, if you preview it again, you'll notice each letter rotates individually and randomly. After setting that up, place the time indicator at around 1 second and adjust the Y rotation a bit manually, just to fine-tune the look. Let's do a RAM preview now and see how it looks so far. Alright, now press U on your keyboard. This will reveal all the keyframes you've created for this layer. Now first, select the position keyframes. Right-click and easy ease them. Then open the graph editor and adjust the graph like this. After that, select the rest of the keyframes and easy ease those as well for smoother animations. Also, I slightly adjusted the last Y rotation keyframe to create some variation. This looks really good now. Now let's pre-compose this layer. Name it as Title. Then, go to Layer Styles and add an inner shadow. Open the inner shadow settings. Here, change the color. Use exact color code for accuracy. Now, place the time indicator at 3 seconds and add a keyframe on the opacity of the inner shadow. Then go back to 2 seconds and change the opacity to 0%. This will make the shadow gradually appear as the animation progresses. After that, close the inner shadow settings for now. Go to Layer Styles again and add Bevel and Emboss to this layer. Open the Bevel and Emboss settings. First, add a keyframe on depth and set the depth value to 500 at 3 seconds. Then go back to the first frame and change the depth value to 1. After that, add a keyframe for size as well. At the first frame, set the size to 0. Then at 3 seconds, change the size to 3. Now, go to Layer Styles again and add a gradient overlay. Then click on Edit Gradient to open the gradient editor. Here, apply the color codes shown on the screen to create this gradient. Then, under Properties, change the angle value to -90 degrees. Set the scale value to 150%. Turn on the reverse option and turn off the align with layer option. Finally, place the time indicator again at 3 seconds and add a keyframe for the opacity of the gradient overlay. Then go back to 2 seconds and change the opacity to 0. After that, hide this layer for now, because we are going to create another text layer. This one is going to be for the tagline. For this one, I'm setting the font size to 70 pixels and the VA, which is the tracking, around 500 pixels to get this look. Or, if you want it a bit tighter, you can also use 60 pixels. That's good for a tagline too. Now, click Add Button and add tracking to this tagline text. Place your time indicator at around 3 seconds and add a keyframe for tracking amount. Then, move your time indicator back to the first frame and change the tracking amount to 20. This will create a smooth tracking animation where the letters move apart as the title builds up. Next, go to Layer Styles and add an inner glow to this tagline layer. After that, once again go to Layer Styles and add Bevel and Emboss. Now open the Bevel and Emboss properties. Here, change the technique to Chisel Hard. Also, change the depth to 400 to make the bevel effect stronger and more pronounced. After that, still inside Layer Styles, add a gradient overlay to this tagline layer. Once all that is set up, pre-compose this tagline text layer and name it Tagline. Now go to the Effects and Presets panel. Search for brightness and apply it to this tagline pre-comp. Change the brightness value to 25 to make it pop a little more. Once again, search for a tint effect and apply that to this layer too. Now, let's adjust the tint settings. Change the top color to the one shown on the screen. Then change the bottom color to this code you see on the screen. After that, drag this tagline layer forward in the timeline, place it around 3 seconds forward. Now select the rectangle tool and make a mask on this tagline layer. Carefully draw the mask around the tagline text. Once you've created the mask, open the Mask Path property. Add a keyframe at the current position. Now move your time indicator to around 5 seconds and adjust the mask position like this. You can see how I'm moving to create a revealing animation. Also, increase the mask feather amount to around 100. This will smooth out the mask edges and make the transition feel more natural and cinematic. After setting that up, select the last mask path keyframe, right-click, and apply Easy Ease to make the animation smoother. For now, turn off this tagline layer too, because we're going to bring in the background next. Import a background video footage. You can download it from the link I've provided in the description below. Once you have the footage, drag it into your main comp and place it below all the text layers. Now turn on both your main title and tagline layers again. Adjust their positions carefully to match the layout you want. Now, let's add a blood splash video footage again. You can download it from the link in the description. Place this blood splash footage on top of all the layers. Then, change its blending mode to screen. This way the black background of the blood splash will disappear and you'll only see the blood itself. After that, apply a fastbox blur to this blood splash layer. Place the time indicator at around 2 seconds and add a keyframe for the blur radius. Then move forward to around 3 seconds and change the blur radius value to around 2 or 3. This creates a subtle, natural blur effect as the blood splash animates. Now, let's add a new solid layer. Make sure the color is pure black. Then, open the opacity property of the solid. Place the time indicator at 2 seconds and add a keyframe for opacity. Change the opacity to 0%. This will make the solid fade in gradually as the scene builds. And there you go. That's how you can create a cinematic thriller title intro inside After Effects. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, consider buying me a coffee. Your support makes a big difference and helps me keep creating awesome content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.